cost of living pressures, which are biting hard at families. Today I can announce significant moves to address both. This week and yesterday I highlighted the urgent need for Queensland families to start preparing now for a storm season, which the Bureau of Meteorology has forecast will deliver an increased risk of widespread flooding for our state. With parts of Queensland already saturated, the threat of floods is here, and it is real. In light of these forecasts, families and communities must be prepared. But, Mr Speaker, the government must also be ready. We've all seen what has been happening with devastating flooding in New South Wales and Victoria. Tasmania is about to experience a significant flood event. We must be ready for the worst. From Saturday, SEQ Water will begin the release of water from Wivenhoe Dam in an early move to prepare for the worst-case scenario based on the bomb advice. This release will continue for a proposed 2-week period and will reduce the dam level from 90% to 80%. Mr Speaker, in line with legislation, the Minister for Water has the power to authorise this release. It is being done safely and in a controlled manner, and it is being done to ensure we are on the front foot after the crucial bomb advice. It will involve the proposed release of 116,000 megalitres of water from the dam to improve flood mitigation capacity in a safe and controlled release, to reduce capacity ahead of the 2022-23 storm season. Mr Speaker, the good news for families and households is that this will result in a significant cost of living reduction. We will reduce water bills for all South East Queensland households connected to the SEQ water grid to the equivalent of 2 weeks' worth of free water. That will apply to approximately 1.38 million homes. It allows for the use of 13,200 litres of free water for each of those homes and families. That's about double the normal household usage over a fortnight. And it will mean a $55 discount on water bills for each of those 1.38 million families. It will apply to homes not only in Brisbane, but within Redlands, Logan, the Gold and Sunshine Coast, Noosa, Ipswich, the Lockyer Valley, the Somerset, Scenic Rim and Moreton Bay regions. So I encourage families to make the most of this rare opportunity and gurney away. Gurney the driveway, wash down the house, clean out your gutters, wash your cars, wash your dog. Mr Speaker, the discount will apply to water bills before December and will be fully rolled out by March. Mr Speaker, exports mean jobs and revenue, so more exports means more jobs and more revenue. Queensland is the nation's export leader and we've broken new records again. In the 12 months to August, our merchandise exports reached $127.5 billion, the highest ever, twice as high as the same time last year and more than New South Wales and Victoria combined. Japan, India, Korea, China and Vietnam are our top 5 export destinations, thanks to our commodities, agriculture, manufacturing and machinery and much more. Every year we see not only the value of our exports but their diversity, the wide range of goods we supply the world and modern services as well. We saw that at the Premier's Export Awards, and can I thank the Treasurer as Minister for Trade. It was an excellent night, and thank you for your staff. It was, I believe, one of the best awards nights we've ever had. And thank you for the ministers and the caucus members that also attended as well. It was a great night with the Treasurer and finalists and the winners in all export categories. Some examples are creative industries.
Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Creative industries was won by Next Level Racing. Agribusiness, food and beverages was run by Bundaberg Brewed Drinks. Manufacturing and advanced materials, Sun Engineering. Resources and energy was run by Real Time Instruments. Sustainability by Hydrobiology. Professional services, Medical Rescue. Advanced technologies, Helitac. Women and international business, Philippa Coleman and Fiona Wybush. Emerging exporter, Plungy. Regional exporter, Morton Co, just to name a few. Mr Speaker, the overall Exporter of the Year award went to Bundaberg Brewed Drinks. I know the member for Bundaberg was also very excited about that, a fantastic Queensland success story. Mr Speaker, with all of our international trade commissioners in the room and many diplomatic guests from our trading partners, it was the perfect moment to announce that Daniel Gershwin as the new Chair of Trade and Investment Queensland. For more than 20 years, Daniel was the most recognised face of Queensland tourism. That experience and his understanding of international markets and local businesses makes him perfect for the new role. We also thank the work of his predecessor, Steve Bredhow, for his great service to Queensland. Mr Speaker, 1 in 5 Queensland jobs are linked to the export sector, so with exports booming and the rest of the economy in strong shape, we set another record in August, the lowest unemployment rate since records began. 3.2% beat the previous record of 3.3% 14 years ago in August 2008. There are now 214,700 more Queenslanders in work than there were in March 2020. 178,700 of them are full-time. That means Queensland has added the most full-time jobs of any state or territory since the start of the pandemic. Mr Speaker, export and jobs are two of the many good reasons we say, Queensland, it's our time to shine. And finally, Mr Speaker, we know that there are unprecedented housing pressures across the nation, and Queensland is not immune. These pressures are complex, which means they require complex solutions. Solutions that demand broad assistance from governments, the private sector, the community groups to the community themselves. But I want to assure Queenslanders that we are taking action to ensure everyone has access to a safe and affordable home that meets their needs. Last month I hosted an urgent housing roundtable with key stakeholders to explore immediate actions we can take to alleviate housing challenges and identify the issues which would need to be challenged at the broader housing summit next Thursday. In the lead-up to the summit, we have already delivered several actions and opportunities to help alleviate some pressures. We announced changes to enable better use of secondary dwellings or granny flats, meaning homeowners are able to rent out their granny flats to Queenslanders outside of their immediate family. This provides a boost to rental options for smaller households in a tough rental market, enables thousands of Queenslanders to find affordable housing, and will add additional properties to the rental market while new properties are being built. We also announced a $5 million boost to our $16 million immediate housing response for Queenslanders, delivering critical services to support Queenslanders to secure or sustain a tenancy. Mr Speaker, our government is working in partnership with non-government organisations and institutions. As a roundtable outcome, the Catholic Church identified 90 church-owned properties that can potentially be used for housing solutions and is working with government agencies to take this forward. I also announced a partnership with Griffith University to convert 200 units of student accommodation to crisis accommodation. This initiative will provide the support to vulnerable Queenslanders who are homeless or at risk of being homeless, and the Minister for Communities and Housing, along with the Minister for Youth Affairs, also launched our youth homelessness strategy this week, underpinned by $30 million in funding to give young Queenslanders better access to advice and services. Mr Speaker, overcoming the housing challenges that Queensland currently faces will require business, the community sector and all levels of government to work together. Mr Speaker, I might just add that the invitations will be forthcoming too for the Leader of the Opposition and the Shadow Minister to attend, members of government and representatives from the